do a beginner intermediate mat workout. We're going to be using the fitness circle. If you don't have a fitness circle, feel free to use a small ball, or you can do it without. We're going to begin on the mat. Let's start a little warm up. So we're going to grab the front of the shins or behind the thighs. You're going to inhale, pull yourself up tall. Exhale, round that back and hollow out. Don't worry about those shoulders so much. Just get a good stretch. Inhale, stack up tall. Exhale, rounding that back and rolling back. One more time. Inhale, stack up tall. And exhale, rounding that back. Very good. We're going to release those arms, roll down onto the mat. If you've fallen off your mat like I have, I'm going to scoot forward a little bit. We're going to grab that ring. We're going to place it in between the inner thighs, slightly angled towards you. Make sure the ankles are in line with the toes and the hips. And a very gentle squeeze just to warm up. So you're going to inhale through the nose. Exhale, collapse the ribs. And at the end of that exhale, then it's your squeeze. Just so we don't thigh master it to death. We don't want to just haul off and not focus on the abdominals. So we'll inhale first. Exhale. And squeeze. Glutes are relaxed. Inhale. Exhale, squeeze. Start thinking of that spine lengthening, back of the neck, fingertips long, knees reaching away from you. So we keep this nice long torso as you're squeezing. We don't get too constipated or scrunched up. One more breath. Exhale, squeeze. Hold this. Little squeezes in for 8, 4, 2, 1. Hold. I'm going to lift the hips up. I'm going to slide my feet in a little bit closer. Press down into the arms. We're going to tuck the tailbone under and peel that spine up. Weight goes towards the knees. Feel like you're squeezing your heels towards your butt and then unraveling upper back, middle back, lower back, pelvis. And again, squeeze, peeling up. Hold. Exhale, roll back down. Do that one more time. Squeeze, peeling the hips up. It's giving that back a good stretch and roll back down. Relaxing the hips. Hands go behind the head. Clasping the fingers if you can. Base of the skull. We're going to come up into that curl as we squeeze the ring. Exhale, squeeze. Release. Exhale, squeeze. Feeling that head nice and heavy in the hands. Rounding forward with those shoulders if needed. We don't need to press them back. We can pull them forward. Feel those underarms reach towards your hips. And 3. We're warming up into hundreds. 2. One more up and hold. Stay up in that curl. Stretch the arms forward. You start pumping the arms. Inhale. Exhale, squeeze the ring. Inhale. Exhale, squeeze the ring. Inhale. Exhale. Make sure you feel this cinching up, zipping up the waist. Now, if you're okay here, stay here. If you want to move on, you can bring your feet up off of the mat. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Exhale. Hold. You can stay here or progress even further, lengthening the legs to the ceiling or lowering them down to your point of control. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more. Exhale. Can we take those legs a little bit lower? Pay attention to that lower back. One more time. Hold. And release all the way down. We're going to take that ring out. Butterfly the legs for a moment. You can take your arms over your head. Take a little stretch. We're going to extend those legs out. Flexing those feet. Arms up towards the ceiling. Want the heel of your hands on the ring. Thumbs with your fingers so that you're not gripping the ring. We're going to hold it here. Drop those shoulder blades into the mat. Let's just do some squeezes. We're going to exhale, squeeze. So I feel like I can squeeze without doing this. I want to keep those underarms reaching down towards the hips, squeezing a little bit on that pinky side of the hand. 2 more. 1 more. Now that I'm in control of that ring in my shoulders, I'm going to tuck the chin. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, roll all the way up and over. Inhale, draw the belly back. Dropping those shoulders. I should have a neck as I come down. Pushing through those feet. So we tuck, tuck, tuck. And lifting the arms back up. Inhale to prepare. Exhale. Abs strong. I want to go up and over as if this ring were here. I'm going up and over this ring. So I'm trying to stretch out my back. I don't need to touch the floor. And then roll back. 2 more like that. We're articulating that spine, so we want to feel like we've gotten longer every time we lay that spine back down onto the floor. Up and over. Neck is long. Ears with your arms. Rolling back. Adding that squeeze, a little more squeeze. When you feel like you need a little help, slowing yourself down. Lengthening, lengthening, lengthening. Good. 1 more time. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, peeling up. Up and over. And roll back down. Keep pushing through those feet. Placing each piece of that spine down onto the mat, one at a time, like a string of pearls, and lift in the arms up. We're going to use this ring since we have it to stretch. If you don't have it, you'll just bring your hands behind your leg and hang on. But since we have it, we'll use it. So bring the foot into the ring. Just grab the bottom of the ring. You can do palms in or palms out. I kind of like palms facing me to relax my shoulders. We're going to simulate a few circles here so that we know what to expect. So I'm kind of using my arms, but allowing my leg to be soft, to be heavy, because I'm holding it up. We'll do 1 more here. We're just stirring this hip into the socket. 2 and 1. Good. I'm going to take the ring off. If you're new to this, I'd have you put your arms down by your sides. You want to keep the ring for a challenge. Arms are up, not over the face, but lower down so those underarms are contracted. Soften up this leg, and we'll start our circles. Down and around. Hold. The ring is a good visual of what your leg is doing. If you were tracing that ring with your foot, 1 more here. Hold and reverse. Holding those arms still, dropping those shoulders. 2 and 1. Slowly lower this leg all the way down. It should be nice and long. Look at longer than your other leg. What? And now bring this leg up. Let's stretch the back of this leg. Taking your time, a few extra breaths, sinking this hip away from you so you're not hiking this hip up. And then I'll start those circles. You're going to go in both directions. I'm just really trying to visualize this hip moving around in the socket. I reversed. Go ahead and reverse. Hold the leg up. We'll take the ring off, soften those toes, hang on to that ring if that's what you did before, and you're going to take the circle down and around. You still want to hang on to the ring, but your shoulders have gotten tired. You can always drop your elbows down into the mat. 2, 1. I want to keep standing on that right leg, not allowing it to go out to the side, and reverse. 2 and 1. Good. Lower that leg all the way down, nice and long. We're going to float those arms out. Take a breath. Exhale, peeling all the way up. Stretch forward and stacking up. We're going to move the butt this way, so we're going to practice our rolling like a ball. When you first start out, you Just want to kind of get your balance. So I'm going to use the ring, shoulders back. We want to be round this way and this way because there's no flat sides to that ball. And make sure the head is tucked in because balls don't have heads. So I'm going to grab this ring just to kind of support myself. Roll the shoulders back. Now if you don't have the ring, you're just grabbing behind your thighs to hold on or the front of your shins, either one. So we want to just balance. If this is tough for you, if you're just trying to find where this is at, just do this. Don't start rolling until you feel like you can hold this position. Now everything stays the same. My distance from my knees to my chest and my hands to my knees so that I'm not straightening the legs and kicking out. I'm going to just tuck and roll back off those sits bones and roll back up. Trying to stay in the exact same shape I started. And back. Good. And up. Keep going. I'll do it without the ring too. Hanging on. Back and up. 2. It's a good spinal massage. 1 more. And up. Hold. Now if you have the ring, go ahead and set it to the side. We're going to bring the right knee in for stomach series. Left leg goes out. We're going to bring the left hand on the inside of the leg, the right hand's on the outside of the ankle. Tuck and roll back, but stay in your curl. This leg is shooting away from you to hold you up and switch. Switch. Use this hand to make sure your ankle isn't crossing over. You're nice and square. Ankle to the knee to the hip and switch. 1 more there. We're going to keep going. Both knees come in. Arms go up, legs go out. If this bothers your neck, take your arms a little more forward. You can go back, circle around. And reach. And reach. Stay looking at your belly or your toes. And around into scissor. Right leg goes up, left leg goes down, hold. We want those shoulders away from the ears. So if this is causing the shoulders, grab behind your thigh. Pulse, pulse, switch. Once you get going and you feel like you want to reach up, you can reach up. One more each side. Both legs up and hold. Hands behind your head. You're going to lower the legs down and lift up. If your neck is tired or you're in this limbo land, drop your head and put your hands underneath your hips. 2 more. 1 more. Exhale, lift. Bend those knees, hands behind the head. We're going to twist first. Keep your legs exactly how they are and rotate. So being able to rotate without feeling your butt shift or your legs move, this stays the same, like someone's sitting on your shins. So we're rotating that upper spine. So important. Now if you're okay here, add the leg. Twist. Look up and behind. This is the slowest of all the exercises, so you really get this nice twist in the torso. Good. We'll do 1 more of each. This is a few extra just to make sure you got it. Come center. Hug those knees in towards the chest. A little rock side to side. We're going to bring ourselves up to sitting, so you can rock yourself up to sitting carefully. You can roll onto your side to come up, or I'm going to do a roll up. So I'm going to stretch the legs out. A little off the mat, but that's okay. Arms up. Feeling like I have that ring in my hands and peeling that body up. And stretch forward, stacking up tall. So I'm going to separate the legs about the width of the mat. And I want to find those sits bones directly into the mat. So if I roll back, I kind of come off of them. And if I roll too far forward, I come off of them and I get this big extension in the spine. So I want to sit right on top of them and then close off front and the back ribs. So I'm just tall on my hips. If you're tight in the hamstrings or your lower back, soften those knees up. Or you can also just roll up your mat, or if you have a bolster, sit on a bolster. So we'll take those arms out in front. Draw those shoulder blades down and back. Just grow taller. I'm going to exhale, start rounding forward from those upper ribs. So I'm trying to stretch my butt. It's like someone's grabbing my waist and pulling me back. Stacking up tall again, pushing into an imaginary table, stack up. Exhale, up and over. Inhale, stack up tall. Now for women, this would be your bra line, where you go up and over. And stacking up tall. 2 more. Exhale. Reaching out of the top of the head. Shoulders are not up around my ears. And then stacking up tall. Hopefully they're not anyways. 1 more time. Exhale. And stacking up tall. Nice, relax those arms. Roll the shoulders back. Roll the shoulders forward. Very nice. This is a shorter class today, so we're going to go right into side legs. And have you roll over onto your right side. Line up with the back edge of the mat. So I'm going to have my arm out. Hip in line with that, my feet in line with that. So I'm just at the very back edge, so I know where I'm at. It's hard to know where your body's straight. And I want to look straight ahead. If this bothers your arm, you can always bend your elbow. You can also stack up, but just pay attention on what it's doing to your neck. I want to keep the neck nice and long. So I'm going to keep my head down. I'm going to have this hand right in front of the pelvis, and I'm going to flip those legs to the front corner. I'm just hinging from the hips. And then we're going to find that neutral spine here. So making sure that we haven't sunken in. So there should be space between your ribs and your hip. Pull yourself up. So I have a little space. It's tiny, but it's there so I know my hip hasn't come in. So if you need to do a little like hip hiking, just to feel that, do a little bit of that first. And then we're going to try and maintain that hip stretching away. I'm going to float the top leg up, hip height. Hold it here. Looking straight ahead, leading with the outside of the heel, little lifts and down. So the longer I stretch my leg, the longer I work on reaching, the less height I'm going to get. If I allow this to collapse, I'll be able to lift that leg up super high. So kind of monitor if you're lifting it up high, thinking, oh, maybe if I stretch out a little bit, it's not going to go so high. We want to work our body in neutral because that's how we walk around. So if you start strengthening your body in this position when you stand up, it's not going to be as functional. So we want to make sure we work in neutral all the time. 1 more here. Hold. Now you're going to kick this leg forward without letting it drop. Keep it lifted. Pull your hip back. Slide the leg back just straight and kick it forward. It's like you're sitting in a seat and back. If you feel a little unstable, bend up this bottom knee. It's going to offer you a little more support. You can focus on this top leg. You want to imagine you have something sitting on this leg that you don't want to drop. 1 more forward and back. We're going to point those toes, soft point and circle. Again, if I let this go too big, I'll get really wobbly, my side's going to start wandering around. But if I reach and focus on this length, it's killer. It doesn't look as big, but it's a lot harder, and then I'm keeping my space. 2, 1, and then reverse. Keep that breath going. We need the abdominals to support that back. 1 more here. Now we're going to do a little external rotation. So I'm going to open this hip knee up to the ceiling. I'm going to point the toes, lift up, flex, and lower back down. This is a tough rotation, so it's easy for the body to want to roll back to get it. Stay stacked on those hips. Point, flex. Point, flex. 1 more here. You're dragging that heel down, hold. Now flex up. Point and reach longer than that bottom leg. Inhale, exhale. Get those deep, deep muscles in that butt. You only get them, you're only working them when you do this side lying series. Not when you're squatting, not when you're lunging, only this. Hold it here, which is why it's so painful. You're going to bend the knee in now, not rolling back. Extend the leg wherever it's at and lower that leg down. So you want to avoid coming here and then coming in deeper to extend. You want to come in here, hold, extend, and lower. 2 more. extend and lower. One more time, and breathe, and smile, hold, and reverse. Lift up, bend, and reach out. You gotta smile through the pain. Go to your happy place, and out. One more here, and then we have hot potato, and out. Hot potatoes up. Tap, tap, toe, front of the mat, up. Tap, tap just below or behind that bottom foot, up, up. If you feel like touching the mat throws you off balance, just air, tap. 4 more, and 3, you're almost there. Lift. 1 more. Hold it back, stretch it back, take this arm over your head. You can grab that wrist and just lengthen out. Such a good side stretch. We're gonna take that left knee forward, stretch out that hip. It'll relax, don't worry. We're gonna slide this bottom arm forward so we can go into a T. You might shift forward slightly and open out to the side. Very nice. Go ahead and come up. Back to your side. We're gonna wrap this bottom arm now. We'll do a few triceps and go to the other side. So I'm gonna wrap this bottom arm around the ribs. I'm gonna stack my legs. They can be bent, they can be straight, whatever works for you. This hand is by the elbow. Not up here by the shoulder because then this is gonna lift. So I'm gonna roll that shoulder blade down the back, press into this arm and lift up. We have 6 and 5, 4, and 2, and 1. Push yourself all the way up and just take a side bend over. From here, we'll just flip the legs to the other side. Roll down onto your mat. You find, now if you don't have a mat at home, or if you're on vacation, you didn't bring your mat with you, just use a towel. You just need something so we know where the body's at. Line yourself up. Feet to the front corner. You're hinging from those hips. Find your space. If you need to rock around, push the hip away from you. Just a baby space underneath that waist. Lift up that top leg. Maintain that space. Little lifts up. Abs in tight. The longer you reach, the less range of motion you're going to have, and that's okay. Hold it here. Now we'll kick that leg forward. Keep it lifted. Send it back, just lengthening out and forward. It's always like you're trying to reach something. It's a little bit out of your reach. So whatever your special thing is, maybe it's a glass of wine or a margarita, you would work really hard to get that and back. Maybe that's just me. 1 more time forward and back. And then we're going to softly point those toes and start your circles up and around. Keeping that length. And the more you do this, you might get a little bit bigger, but it always feels the same. You should feel it right in the side. It always should feel like that. So it's a good way to know you're doing it right. And reverse. Exhale. Keep that length. Abs in tight. Pointing through those toes. 2 and 1. Center that little rotation in that hip. We're going to point those toes to lift, flex and reach through that heel. And point. And flex. And flex. Hold and flex. Up. Point and reach. And up. Reach. 2 more. It's an opportunity to go a little bit longer. You need to bring your hand on your hip, see what's happening. Do that, it's okay. And hold it there. Keep this rotation. You're sliding in. Remember, we're not going to bring the knee in. We're going to stop wherever it stops and then extend. Lower the leg down. Coming in, extend, lower down. 2 more. So you got to kind of fight with that leg. You can make it work as hard as you want. Out and down, hold. Now reverse, lift up. Bend, exhale. Big breath. The longer, the deeper that breath, the more those abdominals are going to work. 2 more. 1 more. This side's a little bit tighter for me. all the way out, hold, and now little lifts. Tap, tap, up, tap, tap. 4 more. 1 more front. Last time back, and relax. Arm goes over the head. We're going to drop that knee down in front. It always helps to kind of knead it out a little bit. We'll slide this arm forward and open up, stretching that chest. Remember, triceps on this side, so we're going to line up that body, wrap the bottom arm around the ribs. This hand's going to go by that elbow. I'm going to square myself up, roll that shoulder blade down the back, press into that hand, and lift, and down. And 4, 3, 2, and 1. All the way up. We're going to side bend. Very nice. You're going to just cross the legs in front. This was a shorter class today for those days you just don't have a full hour. Stretch forward and just stretch out those hips. Stacking up tall, we'll take that deep breath up. Exhale, drop those shoulders. Very nice. Thanks, you guys. Have a great day.